Bowden understanding here. So I just want to give my post analysis on this Boots and Stanionis fight. Congratulations to Boots. Stanionis couldn't answer the bell, so pretty much he retired on the stool, or basically the corner threw in the towel, so he couldn't come out for the seventh round. Um, as I predicted, this fight was going to be super easy. And of course, because he beat somebody like Stanionis who has a belt, and now Boots is the unified champion plus a Ring Magazine champion, a lot of people's going to pump it up like, oh man, this dude was so dangerous and everything else. Now, don't get me wrong, Boots is very talented. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I always said Karen was a better fighter or a tougher fighter than somebody like Eimantis Stanionis. I always say before the fight happened, I said Boots was going to make this fight look easy and people were going to hype it up after the fight is over, because Eimantis Stanionis, to me, was tailor-made. He was nothing more but a glorified Roman Villa, in my personal opinion. He was more than that's all he was, a glorified Roman Villa. Don't get me wrong, Stanionis is good. I'm not saying that he was a bum or nothing, but I just thought that Boots was just way too much for this guy. And, like I said, I've been on podcasts and I've been saying this for the longest. I said this fight was going to be one of his most easiest fights out there. Now, the media, after trashing Boots last year with the, performance, especially the rematch against Cameron, of course, now they're like, oh, Boots is a monster. You know what I'm saying? If he fights up to his competition, he'd be the best. Well, I'm like, hold on. Eimantis Stanionis, to me, is not somebody that you fight up to fight up to the competition or level of competition, because I never really rated Eimantis Stanionis that high to begin with. Like I said, I always thought somebody like Karen could beat a lot of these guys at welterweight. Karen is a much tougher opponent because he doesn't have the marketing or the back end or whatever the case is. Of course, people want to say, well, he fought down to the level of his competition. But to me, I always thought Cameron pretty much is possibly the second or third best welterweight in that division. But on top of that, I will say this. Boots put on a hell of a show. To me, it was more of a showcase fight, in my personal opinion. And now the media is also talking about placing Boots Ennis on a pound-for-pound list. I mean, that's cool and all. But at the end of the day, it's just, like I said, you just got to love the media, man, the way they market stuff, man. Me personally, I could see Boots, if he stay in the division, could go undisputed. Let's just make something perfectly clear. Mario Barrios is probably the weakest link at welterweight, to be totally honest with you. So if I was somebody like Cameron, I would go for that shot with Mario Barrios and collect that belt instantly. Unless somebody like Brian Norman Jr. is going to do the unification with Mario Barrios. But Mario Barrios is the weakest link in that division. And let's just say if Cameron actually gets the fight with Mario Barrios, in my opinion, he beats Mario Barrios. There's a possibility it could be a third fight between Boots and Cameron if Boots stays in that division and somehow goes for the undisputed title. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, again, congratulations to Boots Ennis. That's all I got. Vote and understanding. I'm out. Peace.